Namaskar, I am Akshat. Thank you so much for tuning into my vlog. And well, last night we were forced to put ourselves through Brahmastra, the first part in the so-called Astraverse. So from the start itself, beginning a movie with Shah Rukh Khan cameoing is a good hook, but it all went downhill from there. And there's too much focus on how a serendipitous love story happens. It's just, it's supposed to be unbelievable, but it turns out to be unbelievable in the bad sense of the word. And no amount of acting, overacting, or CGI can save it. But let's see, this is part one, and I guess this Ayan Mukherjee, I think the name of the creator is. He said in one of those snippets or those really over the top testimonial type things that he's influenced by Lord of the Rings and by Harry Potter, and he was enamored with Indian culture since his childhood, and so you know what, taking inspiration from so many things is bound to confuse you. So, and that is what has happened on screen. They have invested so much of time and effort, and not to mention money, of course, in creating something that is not really cohesive. Even the Rings of Power, which is based on the Lord of the Rings, they took their own style, they took their own story, and they left a lot of Tolkien's actual mythos out, in the hopes of building the audience's interest. But unfortunately that didn't happen, and when you take so many creative liberties with such a strong source material, you are bound to alienate hardcore Tolkienites, amongst which I count myself a little bit. But let that be aside, let the Rings of Powers be in its own Amazon Prime space. This thing started streaming on Disney Plus Hotstar, and obviously I don't go to watch movies in theaters anymore. I never ever was in that group, that clique that used to line up for movies first day, first show, and all those kind of things. So as a natural crowd avoider, I eschewed the option of going to see this movie or any other movie for that matter. I think the last one I watched in a theater was Jhund, which was a great slum soccer movie, Amitabh Bachchan in the lead role. Amitabh Bachchan, that's another tangent I would like to explore today because it's Saturday. Amitabh Bachchan, well, longevity is what attracts me to the thespian career as well, and these days we are communicating digitally, so it's become even easier for us to act out our thoughts and share them with you. So at this sort of midpoint, I will say smash that sub button for awesomax fun. Amitabh Bachchan has been hosting KBC. I have been watching KBC, as you might have checked out my previous videos in which I do Bihari Bakar Hindi recaps of the questions of the players who've actually, one, made it to the higher amounts, and two, played the game well, and three, are interesting people and people who can encourage others and deserve encouragement as well. So apart from KBC, Jhund, like I said, was a great slum soccer movie. Grassroots football was something me and my good friends PR and PK Bhai were discussing just a couple of nights ago, that grassroots football is what is required in India. Gully cricket is obviously grassroots cricket, and we are seeing that how gully cricket has given us talent, has made children aware that they can have a good career in cricket, money wise, fame wise, performance wise. The World Cup is going on. I am giving shorts highlights of that as well. As you know, I might be live streaming India versus Zimbabwe on Sunday, tomorrow, but who knows, 6 hoursism. Okay, but Amitabh Bachchan has obviously had a long career, like I said, and there is no retirement age in acting, right? So that, of course, is something that I want to take advantage of. No other way to say it. Okay, Brahmastra. Speaking of acting or terrible acting, I mean, I don't see why they had to play up that, Ranbir Kapoor, Alia Bhatt thing, that love angle, love at first sight angle so much. If you want to make a mythological epic, you do that, you focus on that. If you want to make a love story, you focus on that. So like I said, you try and combine too many things, you try and please too many audiences, and this is the hodgepodge you get. And it's, well, I can only hope that part 2 will be better, because you're trying to borrow from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you're trying to build something which is based on Indian mythology, and sometimes, these things, like, even if you might have a great creative idea in your head, it won't translate onto the screen that way. Maybe they should have roped in my good friend Abhimanyu Sisodia, who has written a great comic book about Ravan, and I forgot to bring it down with me. I mean, I didn't know that his tangent was going to come up as well, but Siso, shout out to you, man. And speaking of shout outs, shout out to my nephews, Sachi and Achyut, for, well, supporting me, as for all of you 777 bhale log, bhale manush, awesomax people. Thank you so much for vibing with me in this tribe. Alright, so with that, I think I'm going to try and call it towards the end of this vlog. People tend to stare, when they see somebody talking to a camera, but that's ingrained in my nature, so can't really run away from what's in me. Okay. Brahmastra, final recap, not recap, but final thoughts. Not worth a watch if you're not hardcore into watching CGI, and that too, I will say it's acceptable CGI, but nowhere near the levels of Hollywood, which is what Ayan Mukherjee claims to have reached for. So buddy, you reached for the stars, good for you, just keep climbing, Ad Astra. And that brings me to my passion, space exploration. So I've written my science fiction book, An Android Awoke. It's on StackMe, the link is in the description, you can check it out. It's just $50, and StackMe is a creator platform which lets the money flow through to us creators without all the marketing hoopla and, I swear, seriously undeserved hype that is created for some absolutely worthless authors out there. And that trend has been going on a long time. Chetan Bhagat started it, but actually 5 Point Someone was good, it was. But leaving all that aside, what I want to do about space exploration is I want to get the younger generation interested more. Like, I wanted to be an astronaut, I wanted to be in orbit around Earth, and we will still of course manage that, because now space tourism is a viable option, no matter how much it costs. The life that we live is unpredictable, things can happen, and things will happen. But space exploration on the whole is what is going to get us, to Isaac Asimov levels of at least solar system spreading, solar system exploration, and spreading to nearer parts of the galaxy. And maybe over the next thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, we will actually evolve enough to survive and adapt and to spread humanity, basically, until we find more intelligent life. And Mars used to be home to an ocean, but what does that say about today? So we gotta protect nature, we gotta sort of try and take a little bit of pressure away from it at an individual level, and all of it combines together and has a huge impact. So with all these things, with all this rambling vlog, I just wish that You will also share your comments or thoughts about anything and everything that you heard me saying. With that, I bid you adieu. Namaskar once again. Stay safe and take care. I'm Akshat. Thank you so much for watching.